For what I do in the backcountry, a headlamp is extremely important, almost indispensable. That said, I find a lot of uses for these around the house too, for example, working on the car. So not only are they good for the backcountry, they're good for home use as well, I find. Let's take a look at this Thrunite TH30. The TH30 comes in this configuration in a headlamp type deal. There's your on-off. Of course, this will come out and it can be used as an EDC light. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. But let's just go over some of the high-level details on this. This is a rechargeable flashlight, and your door right here, or your area to recharge, is that deal right there. This did not come with it. This is just an extra one I had laying around the house. But this is the type of charging cable that you need, USB wise. And I'm really starting to dig these rechargeables. One thing I like about this one specifically is so much stuff takes this type of charging cable rather, that most likely you have one laying around the house. But when I go out, I have a whole bunch of other stuff that uses that, so I don't have to bring extra cables. I can just bring one cable and it can charge my flashlight, it can charge the other things that utilize this style. So that's one of the advantages I see to having something like that. As I said, there's your on and off button right there. Very easy to hit. However, you can see that it's recessed. So almost just the kind of tip of it is just flush, but most of it's kind of recessed in this area here. So I haven't had this inadvertently turn on when I've been carrying this in my pocket. And I have used this quite extensively since I've had it, both from an EDC perspective, but also during my elk hunting this year. So this has got a lot of use, a lot of pocket time out there during the day, of course. And like I said, I never had it inadvertently turn on. And that's probably one of the best environments you can have to test that, because you're just moving around so much. Here are your modes. So that is your Firefly mode at 0.5 lumens. Of course, with my hand pretty much right in front of the camera there. Love Firefly mode, by the way. Then you have your next mode up, which is 25 lumens. Next one, 130 lumens. 352 lumens. Now we are at 1275 lumens. And then turbo at 3350 lumens. And again, that will drop. We cycle through these again. Of course, there is your SOS mode right there. Battery on this thing is an 18650 style battery. Of course, this is a rechargeable version. And body construction on this is the IPX8 waterproof level. And from an EDC perspective, you can drop this in your pocket. Size-wise, while we're talking about EDC, I don't mind flashlights this big. I really don't. I think some people will, and definitely they'll want to go with something smaller, but you can do it. I do it all the time, actually. You have two configurations here. You can put the pocket clip here on this side, or of course you can put it on that end as well, whatever you so desire. And I've carried it both ways, just dump it in the pocket and with a pocket clip. The pocket clip has seemed to work just fine. I haven't had any issues with it. It's fairly sturdy. It is kind of hard to get off. So that's kind of why I just sometimes will just drop it in my pocket, especially when I'm going back and forth, because with the clip on, you're not going to get it in the this silicone type deal here with the headlamp. Get that out of the way. It also comes with some spare O-rings and one of the spare door to cover your charging port, and a spare holder for the headlamp portion of it. One of the things that I noticed while I was out on the elk hunt is when the flashlight is in here, it's relatively easy to turn inside and adjust to where you need it. And at first I thought, oh boy, this thing's just going to spin, but there's enough friction in there that it actually does hold it in place. So I didn't notice it moving around within there, but to move it around with me purposefully doing it, it didn't take a lot of effort. So the design on how this fits with this and how easy it is to rotate but doesn't do it inadvertently, at least what I noticed, worked out well. One of the things I really like about flashlights is to tail stand them and take that light and shine it up towards the ceiling or whatever, and then you can kind of deflect that light or reflect that light around the room, and it really lights things up. Obviously, this type of design doesn't allow for a tail stand. However, you can put it down like this, but if you're careful, you can get it to shoot straight up. But the way it's constructed is it's flat on the sides and it's round in the back. So a lot of times what I will find is that I will put it down and it wants to roll, but you can see the hard stop is right there. So you still get a little bit of that shine up. It just shines up at an angle. You see it does it on the other side as well. So you can see that construction. One thing I like about this though is when you're pulling it out of pocket, it gives you some tactile feel with these flat sides, and of course you can just feel this and you immediately know where the light is at, so you can orient it correctly before turning it on. Moving down, you've got some nice knurling here. This is a pretty standard knurling that I would find on most flashlights that I have dealt with in the past. To me, it's a good traction, but it's not overly done. You guys know me, I like the real aggressive stuff, but I think this is a good medium, happy medium for most people. And then you also have knurling on the tail cap piece here. Length on this is about 4.2 inches and the weight on it is about 4.3 ounces. So it's a little bit heavier than some flashlights that I have that are this size. Again, that may or may not mean anything to you. From an EDC perspective, for me personally, don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. But the thing has performed very well out on my hunting excursions this year. And it fits comfortably on the head too. I mean, you can tell that it's on there. I mean, you got a flashlight on your head. It's not perfect, but overall I would say it's pretty good. And yeah, like I said, every morning when it was dark, I had it on. Every night we came back, it was dark. So we left when it was dark, came back when it was dark, and then back at the truck or back wherever we were staying, this is what I was using, and it did very, very well. There you have it, the Thrunite TH30 review. I do really like this flashlight. It's a little bit heavier than some that I reviewed that it's close to its size, but it also offers a little bit more variety in the type of output you can get. You get more modes, so it's just something you'll have to weigh out when you're deciding between this light and another light. But I have really liked this one, so if you're interested, take a look at it. Thanks much for watching, guys. We'll see you.
So this is the high mode on the flashlight, and just to give you an idea, those trees out there are about, the ones on the high then are 80 yards out. And so that's the flood that this is showing. And this is just, this is really bright.